this is Jake Kelly for the Live to Play Network, and today we're taking a look at the Roland HD1 Virtual Drum Lite. It's a nice, small, compact electronic drum set, and we're going to dive into the intricacies of what this baby can do. Now, looking at this drum kit, the HD1, you'll notice that it appears to be a small, compact electronic drum set, which it is. Most electronic drums were built on the rack system that's made to accommodate acoustic drums. But Roland, in their eternal wisdom, realized this was not necessary with an electronic drum kit. So using a single stem in the center with the Y spread down at the bottom allows a minimum size footprint for this drum set. Another great thing about the HD1 is that it has a built-in kick drum pedal. So you don't need to buy as an additional cost a kick drum pedal like you do so many other electronic drum kits, and or borrow it from your acoustic drum set. In addition to the kick drum pedal, there's also a built-in incorporated hi-hat pedal, which you could see is lacking the stem that you would find in an acoustic drum set, but it functions in exactly the same way. If you push it and hold it down, it's the hi-hat closing, and if you push it down and release it, it's the hi-hat closing and ringing as it opens up again. You'll notice that there's a very nice long decay on that. And when used with the hi-hat, you'll see that even though the hi-hat is lacking the second bottom cymbal, it functions exactly the same way as if you were playing a traditional hi-hat. The snare drum, where you're going to spend a majority of your time, or most drummers will anyways, has a mesh head. Now, it's hard to see in this video, and it pretty much looks to the eye as a standard drum head, but if you look really, really close, you'll see that it is a very fine mesh. And what's great about this head is that the rebound is exactly the same as playing on a drum, a conventional snare drum. The 1, 2, and 3 toms are of the more conventional, or what I believe is the conventional electronic type. But unlike the days of yore, where playing electronic drums was akin to hitting a hard, shiny surface like a coffee table, these have a really nice rubber pad. They still rebound. I don't believe they rebound as nice as and realistically as the snare drum, but they feel pretty good, and I really doubt you're going to get the player's elbow that you would traditionally have with electronic drums, particularly the very old ones back in the 80s. The cymbals on the Roland drum kit, unlike some of the other electronic drum kits, are complete discs, which I believe makes it look a little classier. You can see that there is a seam on the triggering surface. So that's the surface that's meant to be played, which of course is facing the drummer. And they include 2 of these cymbals, typically a ride and a crash, but we'll get into some of the other sounds that they provide. And that is your quick tour of the drum set. One quick thing I'd like to mention is that with the 2 incorporated pedals, there is a setting where you can have double kick, which is really good for those hard rockers and metal drummers. And as I said before, there's a slew of other sounds, but we'll take a tour of those in just a moment. This is the brain of the HD1 unit, and it's pretty simple. There's a volume control, a tempo control for the built-in metronome, and then pre-programmed drum kits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then there's a variation button. So if you were on, for example, kit number 1, which is your standard drum set, alright, there's a variation which gives you a jazz drum kit. So there is a variation for each of these 5 patches for a total of 10 in all. There's a power switch on the side, the power input right below it, and on the other side is a headphone jack, your output jack, a mix in jack, which we'll get into later, and a MIDI output jack. So while this unit is not programmable as itself, you can use these pads to trigger other drum machines. One of the things that I would have liked to see in this unit is to have 1/4-inch outputs instead of 1/8-inch outputs, like the mini headphone jacks that we're so accustomed to with our MP3 players now. But that is just a minor hindrance. That just means you're an adapter away from using it in your recording system or using it on the stage. There's some hidden features in this unit which allows you to adjust the sensitivities of the drum pads as a whole, and also adjust the metronome volume, even though there's not dedicated knobs on the unit for that.